At 11, flowers mark the spot where a new 9/11 memorial is about to be built.
And a catastrophic hurricane is on the move. Is it heading this way? Coming up next.
The powerful Nissan Altima. It looks good on the coast. It looks good in the city. It looks good in the country. And with a special lease price of just $219 a month, imagine how good it'll look in your driveway. The stylish Nissan Altima, now $219 a month.
KFC's popcorn chicken is back, and it's bigger and better than ever. Big, juicy pieces of all-white breast meat, now with fewer crumbs. Get a party size for just $6.99 or an individual size for just $1.99. New, bigger, better popcorn chicken, only from KFC. Create and direct your own TV commercial. Visit KFC.com.
To rescue hostages, one FBI agent will sacrifice
Barry Mashburn!
everything.
I want to come in.
The Without a Trace season finale encore, CBS Sunday.
Joe Renato, FBI. I train my agents, create their identities, and for the lowlives we're after, it's going to be an unhappy ending.
The Handler, CBS Friday, September 26th.
Tonight, Dave's all new with Regis Philbin. Plus, Dave opens the CBS mailbag and the top 10 reasons why Ben and J-Lo postponed their wedding. Tonight, now your local news.
Straight ahead, honoring New York's heroes. Tonight, the Towers of Light shine in memory of so many lost loved ones.
Special groundbreaking on Staten Island tonight to honor the lives lost there.
A catastrophic hurricane is on the move. Is it headed our way?
And David Letterman drops a bombshell. This one will have you smiling next.
Coffee, please. Make that two. And can I have one of these? Michelle? Oh, please. I've been good all week. Yeah, but aren't you on Weight Watchers? Yeah, pretty amazing, huh?
Weight Watchers introduces new Flex Points. The points let you lose. The Flex lets you live.
I could never have a cookie on my diet. Maybe that's why you quit your diet.
New Flex Points. Start flexing, start losing. Join now while registration's free. Weight Watchers. Real food, real life, real results.
2003 Chevy cars and trucks. The facts are in. Fact, your local Chevy dealer is moving out the 03s. Did we mention we're moving out the 03s? Get 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on every 2003 Chevy. Or get at least $3,500 total cash back on most 2003 Chevy vehicles. Or up to $5,000 total cash back on select Chevy SUVs. Hurry, see your local Chevy dealer while supplies last.
This is CBS 2 News special coverage. 9/11, 2 years later.
Innocent voices fill the air as New York gathers to mourn, reflect, and look ahead.
2 years later, the light of so many lives is still shining brightly. On this Thursday evening, good evening. I'm Ernie Anastos.
I'm Dana Tyler. 2 years after the September 11th attacks, the world stops to remember.
And tonight we have live team coverage all across the city on this second anniversary of the day that changed America.
We'll start with Pablo Guzman in Lower Manhattan tonight. Pablo.
It was a day filled with images and filled with tears. Tonight, these twin towers of light, attracting their own audience, became the capstone to what had been a long day, filled with heartache.
Robert J. Bearwalter. Andrew J. Bailey.
200 children, the grandchildren, the daughters, the sons of the 2,792 lost, killed at the World Trade Center. It took them 2.5 hours to read the names. The youngest was 7 years old. She lost her father on the 105th floor.
People who live in freedom have something to live for, something to fight for, and even something to die for.
I asked one woman why she felt she had to bring her children here tonight.
Just so they know, what happened, and, they've seen it on TV and they've seen what happened, and just to be able to see, people's memories and things like that, and be able to be a part of it.
You don't want them to forget?
Oh, no way. Too many people died for all the wrong reasons, and, they need to see that.
At Riverside Church, the Port Authority service remembered the 84 they lost, including 37 Port Authority police officers, the most casualties of any police force that day. Also remembered were the 6 people who died the first time the Trade Center was attacked in 1993.
There is the victory we have now to win. Let us go forward together.
To the surprise of many onlookers, the Iranian national wrestling team, in town for the World Championships, came to the site to pay their respects. Why did you feel that you had to be here today? For 2 years, he said, we have watched the suffering of the American people, and we feel sorry. So we had to come here tonight. In the course of the day today, I saw people going about their routine. A driver cursing because someone had cut him off. A mother trying to admonish a child throwing a tantrum in the street. A couple arguing. But then a siren would pierce the air, and people would freeze for a moment, look at each other nervously, and then relax only when it was found out that the siren was on a routine run. And then they would go back to that which had just been annoying them moments before with a little more tolerance, grateful to have even the most mundane of moments. Dana, Ernie.
Pablo, thanks. Members of the New York City Fire Department lost so many on September 11th. Tonight, their families, friends, and colleagues are making sure those lost will never be forgotten. CBS 2's Rose Walia, live in Bedford-Stuyvesant with more for us. Rose?
Well, Dana, firefighters all over the city remembered their fallen comrades today. New hires are still trying to fill their shoes, and their families cope with their loss. At Engine 235 in Bed-Stuy, firefighters spent the day reflecting on the 6 men who perished 2 years ago when they, along with hundreds of other firefighters, responded to the World Trade Center. They sacrificed their lives to save 25,000 others.
This time of year, it's always a little harder. There's more things on TV, there's more things in the paper that just bring back memories. But I want to keep those memories. I don't want to lose them.
To show his support and recognition for their colleagues' ultimate sacrifice, Mayor Bloomberg visited fire companies this evening. He met with the men and encouraged a younger generation to become heroes of the future.
You want people to read in the paper that this is an occupation where you can make a difference. You can save lives, even though it is dangerous. 2,000
new recruits were hired over 2 years. Stephen Mitchell is one of them.
Very fortunate to be a part of the FDNY. It's a job I waited for my whole life, and it's tough to be a part of the job now. I mean, to fill those guys' shoes, they're the heroes. I'm hoping to become half the firefighter those guys were.
And for many of the families of the fallen, today brought back the lasting pain of loss.
You can move on, you can take 100 steps forward, but whenever September 11th rolls around, you're right back where you started from.
Mayor Bloomberg emphasized the names of rescuers should stand out in some way on the 9/11 memorial. We're live in Bed-Stuy. Rose Walia, CBS 2 News. Dana.
All right, Rose, the numbers, we know them. It's important to say them again. 343 firefighters died on September 11th. The NYPD lost 23 members of its ranks. And again, 37 Port Authority police officers never made it home that day. Right.
Staten Island also suffered a tremendous loss on 9/11. So many people made the short bus ride to work over the Verrazano Bridge to the Trade Center. So many people who never made it back home. Tonight, residents made sure that those 267 people will never be forgotten. Lisa Daniels has more from St. George.
I'm hurting so much, and for some reason today just makes it that much more difficult.
Nancy Dioria knows her son Michael wouldn't want her to cry, but during tonight's ceremony on the St. George waterfront, the anguish became too much.
And just the idea that he was down there was devastating the entire day, not hearing from him, other people hearing from their husbands and their sons, and we just never heard from Michael. It just never happened.
Many of the families who gathered at tonight's ceremony didn't travel to Manhattan today.
Being a native Staten Island, I'd rather come over here.
And so Roger Whitford decided to join other Staten Island victims' families and be part of a groundbreaking ceremony for a new memorial called Postcards, which will one day stand where these flowers are. But tonight's ceremony was more than just a groundbreaking. Above all else, it was a time for quiet reflection of heroism and lives lost.
He could have stayed with his truck, but he didn't. Mark wasn't that type of person. He wanted to go in, and he went in there and rescued people.
Masayuki Sono, the architect of the memorial, told me that he chose the concept of the postcard because, quote, when you write to somebody, you remember them. It's a symbol of remembrance. We're live in St. George. Lisa Daniel, CBS 2 News. Dana, back to you.
That you want to hold on to forever. Lisa, thanks. People on Long Island remembered their loved ones at Point Lookout today. Hundreds gathered for a vigil and a memorial service on the beach. A huge sand memorial of the Twin Towers draped with the American flag was also unveiled. Take a look.
In Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where the 4th hijack plane crashed, another somber service.
Richard Guadagno.
A bell tolled 40 times, once for each person killed there, as their names were read. The day of remembering started very early for the small town. Many people came with special mementos adorning a memorial wall with pictures and notes. One giant flag was brought to the site, while another lone flag sits out in the field where Flight 93 crashed. President Bush observed the 2nd anniversary of the terror attacks at the White House today. At exactly 8:46, the moment the first plane hit, President Bush, the First Lady, Vice President Dick Cheney, and his wife all walked to the White House lawn for a moment of silence. At the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, the site of another terror attack, a chapel has been built with 4 specially designed stained glass windows.
And as we remember those who died 2 years ago today, senior Bush administration officials issue a new al-Qaeda terror warning. It comes on the same day that President Bush spoke out about the latest tape, allegedly of Osama bin Laden.
His rhetoric is trying to intimidate and, create fear, and he's not going to intimidate America.
Wherever Osama bin Laden is hiding, U.S. officials say he still poses a mortal threat. The State Department has issued a terror alert warning that al-Qaeda, quote, will strive for new attacks that will be more devastating than the September 11th attack. Right now, officials say intelligence indicates the greatest threat of an attack against Americans is in Europe, the one place al-Qaeda has not yet struck. The list of potential targets include everything from restaurants to churches. And then there is this from the State Department, quote, we also cannot rule out the potential for al-Qaeda to attempt a second catastrophic attack within the U.S. The CIA says one of the voices on the newest tape is that of Osama bin Laden's top deputy. However, experts cannot say for certain if the other voice is that of bin Laden.
And adding to this, New York State's anti-terrorism chief says the threat of al-Qaeda is still very real. James Kallstrom, Director of Public Security, says we still have a lot to worry about, even though several top al-Qaeda leaders have been captured or killed.
A lot of the leadership's been taken out, but there's still a lot of them. They have global reach. We believe there's a lot of them in the United States. We don't know exactly how many.
But Kallstrom says that we are now better equipped to combat al-Qaeda with more law enforcement officers trained in how to spot potential terrorists and to fight them. Dana.
Yasser Arafat remains defiant in the face of an Israeli threat to force him out. The Palestinian leader emerged from his compound in Ramallah today to rally hundreds of supporters who ringed the building. It came out after hearing that Israel's security cabinet voted in principle to remove Arafat, calling him an obstacle to peace. Arafat's supporters warn of catastrophic results if he's forced out.
There's more news still ahead, plus some really exciting news about America's favorite late-night star.
Talk about a bold prediction. Wait until you hear what Arnold Schwarzenegger's camp says about why he's skipping a fundraiser in the Big Apple.
Also tonight, new health concerns for the Pope after a visibly frail pontiff begins a grueling trip abroad.
And it's now a family affair at a local firehouse devastated 2 years ago. We will give you a special look inside this band of brothers.
I'm John Baleris. As of 11 o'clock, Hurricane Isabel remains a Category 5 hurricane, wind sustained at 160. Now, 1,500 miles east of Miami. We will take you into the eye of Isabel, plus the future track, when we come right back.
Please close your eyes while we change into something more comfortable. Hey, you peeked. The redesigned 2004 Nissan Sentra with a great lease price of only $159 a month. Available at your Nissan dealer now.
Walt is spending some time with his two uncles.
Maybe we should have called first.
And it's going to be a summer
Nice doggy.
he'll never forget.
Is it okay if I watch television?
Ain't got one.
No television?
Hey! No TV.
Michael Caine, Robert Duvall, and Haley Joel Osment.
Who do you think you are? Just dumb kid. Don't kill him.
Secondhand Lions, directed by Tim McCandless.
You're gonna have to start acting your age.
Rated PG. Special sneak preview Sunday. Check newspapers.
A Westchester man is under arrest tonight for allegedly shaking his baby to death. Police say Juan Morel and his wife took their unconscious 5-month-old baby to the hospital overnight Wednesday. The baby died just after 11 this morning, and police got suspicious after they say Morel's story didn't add up.
He did have a story, and the circumstances of how the injury occurred simply weren't inconsistent with the level and severity of injury we were seeing in this child.
So far, Morel has been charged with assault in the first degree. He may face more serious charges, and you can read more about this story in tomorrow's Journal News.
Pope John Paul faces a difficult 3 days as he continues his trip through Slovakia. Arriving there today, the Pope looked extremely frail, couldn't make it through 2 speeches. Aides had to finish reading the text for him. His appearance raised new concerns about his failing health. The Pope suffers from Parkinson's disease, near crippling arthritis, and other ailments.
Arnold Schwarzenegger will be a no-show in New York for a fundraiser Governor Pataki was going to throw next week. The New Yorkers for Schwarzenegger committee says the California candidate for governor will be busy prepping for a debate. Aides say Schwarzenegger will visit New York after next month's recall election. Instead, a visit aides say Schwarzenegger will make as, quote, the next governor of California. Ernie?
Still ahead tonight at 11, David Letterman stuns his studio audience with an exciting announcement and find out why even his staff was floored.
And next, a Brooklyn firehouse remembers the day when everything changed. Don't miss our moving look inside a home of heroes. Next.
Closed captioning on CBS2 is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Get the feeling Toyota.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's licensed professional installation through at-home services. From concept to cleanup, all of the work is backed by a solid Home Depot guarantee. So at-home services is installation you can trust. Everything from beautiful kitchens to gorgeous countertops to floors, windows, and doors. At-home services from the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help. Right now, get a free stainless steel sink with the purchase of any Silestone countertop and installation.
Definitely arson. Both of them already dead when that place went up.
In the most challenging case of his career.
I'm chief of police.
Yeah, a four-person department, man.
I know it's a small office, but it's my office.
He's more than the chief investigator.
You see anything?
To think of it, it kind of looked like you.
Looked like me. So he was good looking.
He's the prime suspect.
He looked like him.
What?
And I'm going to send a couple of agents down there this afternoon.
You got something you want to tell me?
They set me up.
What the hell is your problem? If you shut up, I can tell you.
You little...
Sorry, I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
The truth is on his side.
Alma? Home by myself.
But time is not.
I need Prince ASAP.
Chief, you okay?
Just do it!
Academy Award winner Denzel Washington.
You think I'm done, huh?
Police officer, go straight upstairs.
But I'm not running.
Out of Time. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, October 3rd.
Tomorrow through Sunday, it's Macy's Super Weekend Sale. And it couldn't be easier to save because everyone gets the low coupon price without flipping a coupon. Extra savings on thousands of items. Extra savings for her, for men, for kids. Extra savings for the home. And everyone gets the low coupon price without flipping a coupon. It's that easy. Tomorrow through Sunday during Macy's Super Weekend Sale.
What drives us to give every Subaru Forester more standard safety features than any SUV in its class? What drives us to earn the highest possible ratings in every crash test by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety? What drives us to make the best small SUV the Institute has ever tested? We're driven by what's inside. The all-wheel drive Subaru Forester.
In Brooklyn Heights, one firehouse that lost 8 brave firefighters is keeping their memories alive.
And I recently saw up close how it's becoming a family affair.
2 years later, I still miss the hell out of you guys. How proud we are of you guys.
September the 11th, 2 years later, at Engine Company 205, Ladder 118, the American flag is still at half-staff. Bunting is still draped over this firehouse in Brooklyn Heights. And a mural on the door with 8 stars floating in the sky pays tribute to the 8 heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice that day.
We want guys to be recognized as firefighters.
I met with their fellow firefighters who say their brothers' spirits are very much alive, like firefighter Leon Smith Jr.
We get emotional when we're sitting here by ourselves, and you look up at Leon's picture and you go, Jesus, he's gone.
Firefighter Peter Vega.
John, tell me about these bracelets.
Pete Vega's father, Ira, took it upon himself to make up these bracelets for all the guys in the firehouse.
Lieutenants Joseph Agnello and Robert Regan, and firefighters Vernon Cherry and Scott Davidson.
No matter where you go, if you're upstairs, kitchen, downstairs in the basement, there'll be a picture.
Captain Martin Egan.
Marty Egan's brother is the captain here now. They look alike, they act alike, he has a great attitude. It's great having him around.
Lieutenant Robert Wallace.
We're pretty fortunate that we ID'd 6 guys of ours.
Lieutenant Robert Wallace and firefighter Leon Smith Jr. Their remains were never recovered at Ground Zero. I met with firefighter Smith's mother, Irene, at her home in Brooklyn. She says she lives with the pain of losing and not recovering her only child every day.
How much I love him and how proud I have been of him for all these years. He gave the most precious gift in the world, was his life, so that others could live.
It just has to be so difficult and so painful for you. But if you could speak to Leon today, what would you tell him?
I miss him more than anything else in the world, and I love him. If I could only, I just want to hear his voice. That last time on 9/11, I called the firehouse. They were gone.
But Leon's indelible mark and those of his fellow firefighters are far from gone.
Thinking about you guys every day. Joy, your kids are looking good. Pete, your daughter's growing up. Vernon, we're trying our best taking care of you 2 boys. We'll see you next year.
Another daily reminder at the firehouse for the fallen firefighters are plaques. A commemorative plaque honoring each of their heroic brothers hangs inside Engine 205, Ladder 118. The spirit very much alive there.
John Belair here now, and you got some serious weather stuff.
Yeah, we got Isabel. We're going to talk about Isabel, get into that in a moment. Let's check out our tribute and lights that we have for tonight. As on a clear night, the weather helped out big time today on a very emotional day. And we're looking at a clear sky for tonight, and that will continue to be the case for a good chunk of your Friday. All right, let's check out some numbers for you right now. Temperatures mainly in the 60s to lower 70s as we check them out. East side, west side, all around the town. 64 Poughkeepsie, 69 officially in the park. Islip, 64 degrees. Morristown, New Jersey, a clear sky in 61. Looking at sunshine for your Friday, some late day clouds. Breezy day, highs around 73. Some showers may work their way up the coast during the day on Saturday. The remains of once tropical storm Henri may begin to pull westbound and spread a swath of moisture right up the coast. Saturday, Sunday will be the better day. Maybe a couple of showers eastern Long Island, eastern Connecticut on Sunday, but for the most part, it'll be the dry day. Let's take a look at Isabel, Category 5, catastrophic hurricane, wind sustained at 160. This is the highest level that they go, 5. Moving west still at 9. That is not good. Now located 1,500 miles east of Miami. Let's take you down into the eye. Hurricane hunters will fly right through that eye tomorrow afternoon to get the exact measurements as we take you down through the eye. Now, where does Hurricane Isabel go from its current location? Computer models still indicating that Isabel will take that track to the west and then be in the Bahamas sometime Tuesday night, but it looks like it will be north of the Bahamas, passing by Puerto Rico to the north and then moving into the Bahamas or just north of the Bahamas sometime late Tuesday. After that, it will depend on high pressure sitting out over the middle Atlantic. What will happen with that, if the high sits right there the way it is, Isabel will take that track right along the western flank of the high, and that would push it more towards the north and west. and then perhaps even make a strike somewhere along the southeast or middle Atlantic coast late next week. If it stays just the way it is now, and it's many days away, if the high retreats a little bit, that would be a nice saving grace, because that means Isabel would begin to track towards the coast and then off the coast late next week, or perhaps even by next weekend. We don't know yet. It's something we're going to watch very closely. And once the hurricane hunters that go into the eye of these storms start taking measurements tomorrow and right through the next several days, we'll have a better idea which way Isabel will be going. Clear and comfy tonight, 56 to 62. Tomorrow, good deal of sunshine, late day clouds. 73 degrees will be the afternoon high. Here's your 5-day. Showers coming in on Saturday with readings mainly in the lower 70s. Sunday will be the better half of your weekend with readings well up into the 70s. An isolated shower along the coast. Monday, maybe a shower. Tuesday, a better chance of a shower. So we'll keep a close eye on Isabel over the next several days.
Yeah, good one tomorrow, though.
Yes.
Yep. Thanks, John. Okay.
Sports is still ahead.
Plus, big news about David Letterman. We'll be right back.
Tonight on an all-new Late Show.
I'd love to play catch with you later on.
All right, well, maybe we can. But, you know, right now we're doing a show.
Oh.
Dig and Regis throw it around.
Yeah.
Plus, the CBS mailbag and reasons why Ben and J-Lo postponed their wedding.
The something borrowed was a wedding gown Winona got at Saks.
Tonight.
Mira ese carro.
Ah, eso sí es un automóvil. Mira para allá la belleza que tiene.
Det
här är en fantastisk bil.
Den är ju...
Oj.
If you don't equate shopping with pure exhilaration, then where have you been shopping? The finest collection of brands awaits you, with savings of 25 to 65% every day. At Woodbury Common Premium Outlets, New York State Thruway, Exit 16, Harriman. Shop better.
Good girl. A groundbreaking study by Purina proves that dogs can live longer, healthier lives.
After all these years, you haven't lost a step, you old hound.
The 14-year study proves that dog chow nutrition, when fed properly over his lifetime, can significantly extend his healthy years.
Okay, last one home buys breakfast.
So he can keep on amazing you year after year.
Gotta be the dog chow.
Incredible dog food, incredible dogs. Purina Dog Chow brand.
Escape perception. Embrace reality. The Accord for 2004 from Honda.
The sweet and innocent voices of children filled the air at Ground Zero for this morning's memorial. These are members of the Brooklyn Youth Chorus. Now in its 12th season, it includes more than 225 boys and girls with beautiful voices in grades 2 through high school.
And a little church across from Ground Zero drew visitors from around the world today. St. Paul's Church somehow survived the devastation. It became a haven for exhausted and emotionally drained rescuers after 9/11. Scuff marks from the boots of firemen sleeping on the pews will not be painted over. And today a steady stream of visitors came to St. Paul's to reflect and to remember.
We'll take a look at sports when we come right back.
Stay with us.
A more powerful V8 engine. More distinctive styling.
368 improvements and more. The 2003 Discovery. It's a whole new way to see the world. From Land Rover, the most well-traveled vehicles on Earth. Nicely equipped from $399 a month. Complimentary scheduled maintenance included.
Looking for more of a good thing? How about some cupcake frosting, oyster shucking, muscle stretching, balloon twisting, and field tripping?
It works!
It's Martha Stewart Living. Late nights on CBS2, weekdays on TV 55, starting next Monday.
Thoroughly Modern Millie, Broadway's Tony-winning Best New Musical.
I thought it was going to be this very charming, old-fashioned musical, well done, and it was way more.
Oh my, she's the best I've ever seen.
It was awesome. That was the most incredible show I've ever seen. I mean, everybody wants to be that person that comes to New York and makes it there, and it's really special. I want to be Millie.
See Tony Award winner Sutton Foster in Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best New Musical, Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Ladies, we love to cuddle. Sometimes we need our space and we like to cuddle by ourselves. Other times we like to cuddle with the one we love. Well, guess what? This is called the cuddler. Now, whether you like it up or you like it down, this is an absolute dream.
The wait is over for Dr. Phil's Weight Loss Challenge.
This doesn't work some of the time. It works all the time.
But look who got him first. Our Katie McGee goes one-on-one with Phil before the other guys and the other Katie. Getting Real with Dr. Phil only on CBS 2, Friday at 7.
Sports time. Warner's off. Here's Gary.
All right, guys, the Yanks lead is back to 4. They beat the Tigers again at the stadium 5-2. They did so on an emotional night as the victims of 9/11 were remembered. The Yankees struck first in the first inning. That's Nick Johnson. That's his 13th home run of the year. It goes off the foul pole, as the fair pole, as Warner would say, 1-0. Jorge Posada remained red hot. He gave the Yankees the lead for good in the 4th inning. He knocks in Jeter and Giambi, 3-2 Yankees. Matsui then did it with defense in the 6th. Dimitri Young tried to score. He's around third, and watch Matsui. He would have none of it. Good throw. Posada puts on the tag. Young is gone. Yankees win on a night when the 7th inning stretch hit at 9/11. Here's the winning pitcher, Roger Clemens.
It's a date that we'll always remember every time it comes around, and it's a date that we're part of. And a couple guys came in after I was out of the game, but I heard the clock went to 9/11 right at the end of that. So, you know, only here in Yankee Stadium in New York and with everything else that happens here, it's unbelievable.
It is indeed. Also, Toronto's Roy Halladay is the big league's first 20-game winner. T-minus 4 days and counting until Bill Parcells and the Cowboys invade the Meadowlands. Today, Giants tight end Jeremy Shockey once again defending his derogatory offseason remarks about Parcells.
Something that got turned around, and you can't trust anyone. You know, if they want to sell their papers and they want to, you know, make their quote of the month, they're going to do it no matter what you say. So, you know, he understands. He coached here, and he understands how the media is. So, I'm sure he probably didn't think much of it.
The bottom line is this, though. I don't think Shockey had malicious intent with his comments, but he did make them verbatim. He needs to stop blaming the writer and the magazine. The Rangers' Pavel Bure out again with a bad knee. His career could be over. And the finish of the night, Cal and Utah tied at 24 in the final minute 20. This is Brandon Warfield of the Utes taking it around the right side. And look at the dive from the 3. He's in for the game-winning touchdown. Utah wins 31-24. The Yankees win. I'm Gary Apple, and that's Big Apple Sports. Guys.
Thank you, Gary.
Sure.
CBS 2 is remembering 2 of our own today.
Bob Pattison and Isaias Rivera were the engineers running our transmitter on top of the World Trade Center 2 years ago. Our thoughts and prayers are with their families tonight.
We'll be right back.
What is it about love that makes us so stupid?
This Saturday, be among the first to see a special sneak preview of Under the Tuscan Sun.
Princess bought a house in Tuscany.
Critics are hailing it as touching, funny, sexy, and smart.
Good things can happen. It's such a surprise.
This is the most beautiful film of the year. Diane Lane. Under the Tuscan Sun, rated PG-13. Special sneak preview this Saturday.
When is the best time to start thinking about your dog's joint health? Today.
because wear and tear on cartilage occurs over a lifetime. But natural glucosamine helps maintain cartilage for healthy joints and mobility. That's why only Purina One has guaranteed levels of natural glucosamine in all adult dog formulas, so you can help your dog stay active and healthy for a long time to come. Another innovation from Purina One brand. One can make a difference.
2003 Chevy cars and trucks. The facts are in. Fact, your local Chevy dealer is moving out the 03s. Did we mention we're moving out the 03s? Get 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on every 2003 Chevy. Or get at least $3,500 total cash back on most 2003 Chevy vehicles. Or up to $5,000 total cash back on select Chevy SUVs. Hurry, see your local Chevy dealer while supplies last.
Meet Maria Diaz. Her parents want to take the best possible care of her, and ShopRite's helping them do it with ShopRite Baby Bucks that let them save on diapers, wipes, even baby shampoo. And our produce is delivered daily, so her carrots are the freshest they can be.
With your Price Plus Club Card, Coast or Dial Soap, only $1.99. 18 double rolls of Northern Bath Tissue, only $7.99. And 8 rolls of Brawny Towels, only $3.99.
Always fresh and always for less. ShopRite.
Joe Renato, FBI. When a case hits a dead end, I'm the guy they call. I set up undercover operations. Show me an Anna handle this guy. I'm like a director. So you ever work LA before? I need a fresh face. I set up storylines.
What role do I play?
Junkie going in rehab.
Don't touch me!
Create identities. And don't confuse yourself with your character. If you do, and you're going to get made. Then we put on a show. And for the lowlives we're after, it's going to be an unhappy ending.
The Handler, CBS Friday, September 26th.
Finally tonight, The Late Show with David Letterman is getting a new edition.
Dave is about to take on a new role as a daddy during tonight's taping for tomorrow night's show. Letterman stunned his audience and even his staff when he announced that he and his longtime girlfriend are expecting. You can get much more on the big baby news for Letterman from Dave himself by tuning into The Late Show tomorrow night.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
you can also tune in tonight. Dave's guest, Regis Philbin. I'm Ernie Anastos.
I'm Dana Tyler. Thank you for joining us for our special coverage of 9/11 2 years later. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
Survivors Overboard. It's the Survivor premiere, CBS Thursday, September 18th.
From New York, the greatest city in the world, it's The Late Show with David Letterman. Tonight, CBS Mailbag, Regis Philbin, and Seal. Plus Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. And now, Debate Club faculty advisor